Hello, Maxine and Michael. This is Francisco Lavoy from Jetmoji. This is a short video to show you the design, the solar array design on your Miramar penthouse. As you can see here, we're looking at the CAD design. This is basically the roof, which is the penthouse part of your apartment. It's divided into three different sections. The black section is the open space for entertainment. With your pool will be here. Your covered terrace is about here, and you have the covered terrace is here, and this whole section here, of course, this is the second phase, the second level, which is there's some living space in here, and then we have the elevator shaft and some equipment shaft in here, which is also the third level of the penthouse of the terrace. We also have the back side here, which is actually divided by a wall right around here. And as you can see, we have, as I had mentioned to Maxine, we have a total of 6 panels, which are going to be attached to the wall. They're in an angle just about 45 degrees to allow for that position. So in other words, these panels are not attached to the roof or the floor. They're attached to the wall of this structure. The other panels around the array, they're all basically attached to each individual roof, this roof and this one right here. Now, we were able to push up to 22 modules, giving us a total of about 7 kilowatts total system, which is very welcome since we were maybe expecting no more than 5. So getting 2 kilowatts, additional to that it's a great discovery for us, and it's also something that's going to be very good for you guys in terms of generation and also supporting your battery system. As you can see here, this is a radiance, and this is radiance. If in the event that you might not know, a radiance is basically the means by which solar panels generate electricity. It's not really heat. Actually, as a matter of fact, the more heat, the less efficient a solar panel is. So basically, radiance is the amount of radiation that the SACS is captured, or it's actually delivered to a specific spot on Earth. As you can see here, we have irradiance factors, which is basically the amount of energy that we can be impacting or hitting this, each individual spot here per year per square meter. And as you can see here, if I go here, the darker it gets, then the lower the number goes. As you can see here, in this place here, we might actually be able to just produce just about 967 kilowatt hours per square meter per year. If we were to go to the very yellowish areas, then that actually jumps up to 1800. So as you can imagine, the system basically was able to give us a result of positioning these panels at locations that would actually provide the most energy possible without having to, having to create different provisions that might be a little bit more difficult to do. So at the same time, we were able to put the 6 on this side, which are, as I said, they're in an angle about 45 degrees. This area here, the radiance is not as good, but not as bad as perhaps this area. That's why here you don't see any panels. By the way, these are obstructions. These are ACs. You have several of the different obstructions you have on on this side, on this roof. So this basically leads the system to negate any design of solar panels within this area. So basically, our panels are going to be located in the second level of the roof and the third level of the penthouse, and of course on the first level on the back side or the south side. Now, to make some sense of this, this is the three-dimensional look into the system. We're looking south as we speak. And this, as you can see here, this is your building. This is McKinley Road or Street. And as I mentioned before, these are the panels that are going to be attached to the wall. So you can see they're in an angle of about 45 degrees, and that's actually done on purpose to make sure that we can capture the most sun, and also that for it to allow it to be within the confinements of the actual roof. That because if not, then they would actually be hanging from the top of the building, and that's something that we're sure that the HOA would not appreciate. At the same time, we have 4 panels on the top shaft and just about 12 panels on the second level of the terrace. Okay. Um, so having said that, that gives us a total of 22 panels. Basically, what we want to show here is the position of the sun in relation to the time of the year and how it impacts your production, shading and shading factors, and so on. So basically, these are called analimas. Analimas is basically the position of the sun in relation to the time of the year, and in relation to a specific point on Earth. We have analimas which are based on the winter solstice, and we have analimas that are on the summer solstice, and we have analimas that are based on the winter solstice. And so it depends on where the sun is during that time of the year that we're going to have impact on shading. Now it makes perfect sense that the only place that you're not going to have really a big problem will be at these 4 panels here, okay? As they don't have any type of obstruction. However, if we look into the panels that are on the northern side of the building, I'm going to make just a little bit of a change here. I can change the month, the day, and the hour. So I'm actually looking at June 21st, which is summer solstice. If I look at, let me look at this from, if I'm looking from the south, there you go. So basically, this is the south. This is 6 in the morning. 6 in the morning, we have a little bit of sun coming up just around 8 o'clock in the morning. That's when we really start to see some form of irradiance or radiation coming up. But now, just around 9, that's when we really start producing. By about 12 o'clock, that sun is just pushing it right there. However, you won't see a lot of production on these panels, as these panels are actually designed to make the most out of the winter solstice. Okay, but still, looking down here, if we continue on our time, we don't really have an issue with most of the panels during the summer solstice. But if we were to change that to, say, January, and we're at 12 o'clock on January, take a look at this. So you can see here we have some shading going on right around here. So it's actually going to impact these panels. This is the worst case scenario, which is winter solstice, 21st. As a matter of fact, let's see. There you go. That's winter solstice, which is December 21st at 12 o'clock. We do our calculations. As you can see here, our system is going to be affected. Even from 9 a.m., we start seeing some shadowing here, created by this shaft. 10 o'clock, we still see some shadowing. There's always going to be shadow, so there's going to be some casting on top of these panels, no matter what, during that time. So it's expected that during this time of the year, the generation will be depleted, or will be not depleted, will be much less than perhaps in the summertime. However, the idea is that we're coming up with a design that would allow us to install. There you go. Let's put this here, and let's just go to. There you go. It would allow us to install between 3 to 5 different wind turbines on the sides, specifically on this side and on this side, on the east side and the north side of the building to really take advantage of those trade winds and those currents, those um, fluent currents that come from both the trade winds and also the position of the building in relation to the rest of the buildings around. So that design should be coming up after this. We just wanted to show you what the impact was going to be. We're very happy that we can actually do more than 5 kilos altogether in terms of solar. Once we have the wind turbine design, that would really give us give us an idea as to how much we are going to be able to generate. Now, keep in mind that each wind turbine that we are going to be providing for you, it's rated at 1 kilowatt. So basically, if we do 3 to 5, we can do as much as 5 kilowatts of wind. And wind does not really work the same way as sun. Sun, you can basically tell how much sun you're going to get during the year. In terms of wind, we can actually get wind during the night. So we can continue to charge the batteries at a rate of about up to 5 kilowatts. So that's actually something that would allow us to actually provide you with a quote on your battery system that would be much less, or a smaller. You will need a smaller system in order to suffice your nightly and backup needs. All right, so hopefully this is a good video that gives you a good understanding as to the potential of your solar array at your place. If you have any questions, feel free to give me a call. And looking forward to talking to you real soon in order to uh, perhaps talk about designing and moving forward with this project. Thank you so much.